Hello,
Hello.
welcome back to our episode 2. Sit down and enjoy as we continue our sharing with you.
So in this episode, we'll be talking about the Gettier Problem. Really love the problem, contradiction. I think you'll enjoy it. As well as skepticism for all my skeptics out there. As well as what we'll be doing? The experiences.
In our
Right.
class.
So our
Of course.
experiences.
How we can apply,
How we can apply
our
knowledge. All of those lovely stuff. Yeah.
So I hope you'll enjoy.
And for centuries, the philosophers accepted the definition of the JTB, the justified true belief. But as I learned in the class, on 1963, Edmund Gettier published a brief paper that radically disrupted or confused all the ideas that being there for years. And this Gettier ideas was really challenging all the knowledge or the ideas of the philosophers. The Gettier problem bring all the confusion. And one of the things that I like in learning theory of knowledge is the challenge that among the philosophers talk about it, and then how they solve the problem. And some of the problem they cannot solve it, and after this day we continue learning it. But some of the problems are being solved and by some philosophers, and me personally, I'm glad to learn this Gettier problem. It's the examples that I learned from the school, from the class. Let me give an example. Like, Smith has strong evidence that John's own Ford, and Smith concluded that either John owns Ford or Brown in the Barcelona. So unknown to Smith, John does not own Ford, but by coincidence, Brown is in Barcelona. So you see the contradiction of what the Gettier explaining. I mean the example of the Gettier. So it's just by accident that Brown is in Barcelona, but because Smith is he just concludes that John owns the Ford while Brown is in Barcelona. He did not say one thing, but he see two different things that confuse the people who read the. So Smith believed that is justified and true, but it seems wrong to say he knows it. The truth of the belief of accidental, not grounded in the justification, but refused in the gaps in the JTB model in allowing the epistemic lack. So that's I know about the Gettier problem, and give me so much time to think and to be more like what the philosophers think.
Alright, so now that we have talked about the Gettier problem, we're moving on to skepticism. So, what is skepticism? Skepticism is a philosophical attitude of doubt or suspension of judgment, right? Skeptics question whether we can have certain knowledge about anything, not some things, anything. There are two types of skepticism. There's universal skepticism and academic skepticism. Universal skepticism is of the view that knowledge is impossible. It doubts all claims of knowledge, whether about the world or self, or even reasoning itself. It doubts everything. Um, it states that no belief can be known for certain, and it is a very extreme form of skepticism because it doubts everything, right? From your ear may say that you know everything is doubted. So for example, we can never know if the external world exists. Maybe everything is an illusion. So let's move on to academic skepticism. So academic skepticism is a milder form of skepticism, and it's from Plato's Academy around the 3rd century BCE. It claims that certain knowledge is impossible. So unlike the universal skepticism, which says all knowledge is impossible, academic states certain knowledge is impossible. So some beliefs are probable and can guide action. I give the example that we can know that with absolute certainty that the sun will rise tomorrow. So this is based on the fact that after night the sun will rise. So it's an assumption, it is highly probable, and that is what the academic skeptics are about. Whereas universal skeptics might altogether doubt that the sun will rise, which I don't know if that makes sense. So as you can see, I'm more of an academic skeptic if I had to choose between the two. Alright, so skepticism does play a role in modern philosophy. Ancient skepticism, both universal and academic, emphasized doubt and questioning. This attitude of systematic doubt laid the groundwork for modern philosophers to rethink the nature and limits of knowledge. So through doubt, you were able to open up doors to a lot more, right? Without overall, now just to bring to a wrap with skepticism, I was thinking for the universal skeptics, they doubt all knowledge, but don't you need knowledge to doubt knowledge? That's something for you to think about, right? So for the bottom line, skepticism didn't just doubt knowledge, it paved the way for modern philosophy and science by showing that careful questioning is essential before claiming something is true. And we can see that in science overall, you have to doubt, you trial and error, and then you find what you need to.
Class, at the beginning when we apply the course, theory of knowledge, and we go through the first week, second week. Honestly, at the beginning, I don't really get it. What is knowledge, and what is the the other term of theory of knowledge, the epistemology. I don't really get it until when the teacher give us the assignment. Like little by little, I get what the course is all about, and I'm glad to know about and learning about the theory of knowledge, and to what I'm thinking to apply in my daily life after learning all of this theory of knowledge was give me. I'm sure it will give me more conscience to in matters like making decision or watch. Uh, don't rush to the conclusion, but think about it and see the things in the world that we're living, especially in our modern world now. There's a lot of things going on with the globalization and everything. So this theory of knowledge really helped me. Like I can recognize the situation as I described in the Gettier Problems and Skepticisms and all that we share.
I said, because in life, some things we presume we know, but what I presume I know, it has come to reality that I can't say I know someone, but I know something. The way we normally say, we just say, I know that person, but knowing it really it entails a lot of things. It entails a lot to say you know something, because knowing it has, you have to justify, you have to believe, and you can prove what you know that one. It's really hard. You can't say that I met yesterday or I was with someone just meeting and you say I know you. It's really, or I know place without just experience. So theory of knowledge has really helped me in a various way, especially when you look like skepticism. Sometimes we just go blind, yes, but you have to ask. It has helped me. Sometimes not just to go the blind yes or someone said so. No, sometimes you have to ask what he said. How can I apply it? How is it going to help? Through this class, it helped me to think more with where the situation I am and to come to conclusion I believe in that conclusion that it's really not just blind knowledge, but blind yes, I know. So really, it has been a good session, and it's helpful, like in my future life, or especially in my mission. It helped me to be effective in my mission to serve God and to serve people He has called me genuinely. Thank you.
For me personally, encounter with this say class, it has been really quite amazing, because what I knew from the beginning, when I took this course, it was like, why am I going to study knowledge? Am I not having knowledge? I was like, question myself, why should I study knowledge? Yet I have knowledge. But by going through this course, I realized that there are a lot of things to learn concerning knowledge. Because I knew that knowledge is knowledge for me. That's what I knew. Once I have knowledge, I have knowledge. That's it. But as the time went during the class session, I realized that we have different types of knowledge, and which I never knew before. Preposition knowledge, this and this, acquaintance, and so forth. I realized like we have 7 or 8 different types of knowledge, and this type of knowledge also, they work differently, not with the same purpose. And I was like, oh, I never knew all about these types of knowledge, because what I knew that once I have knowledge, then everybody have knowledge and the same. And I was mistaken. So by taking this course, it has really taught me a lot, and it has expanded my thinking ability. And I have like 3 points which I took from this session or this course, which can help me in future as I continue thinking about the knowledge. And this topic about theory of knowledge, it has helped me in critical thinking, because as you know about knowledge, it's all about thinking. So it has really helped me to think a lot, or to widen my thinking, because sometimes when I'm not taught, then I will not learn, but when I am taught, then I will learn a lot. So the second one is about, it has helped me in questioning assumptions, question things, because sometimes when I get things, then I just take it for granted. I just answer yes, yes. And the other thing is, it has helped me also in decision making, because a lot of things they come in my way, a lot of questions, and by taking this course, it has helped me to better to do the decision making, because how, all these things, they come in the way during the course, and it has really been helpful, the course.
Course or throughout theory of knowledge. At first, I was a bit skeptical and a bit iffy of what theory of knowledge could be and what it could mean. But, you know, as I sat there and listened and participated and, you know, talked with my colleagues, I realized that there's more to knowledge than what I thought. It opened up a big door, for lack of a better word, and it opened my eyes to realize that there is more to knowledge. Knowledge isn't just what I know. It's far more than that. Knowledge is doubting, right? Just as the skeptics would. They believe that we can't know knowledge for certain. We can't know anything for certain, to be clear. And that in itself is knowledge. When you doubt, you crave more knowledge, you dig deeper. So throughout this class, it kind of taught me how to dig deeper, not just look at the surface level, not to rely on my senses only, to rely on the facts, and even not facts alone, because once upon a time we thought the earth was flat. That was a fact, and no, it is no longer a fact. Knowledge is dynamic, truth is dynamic, forever changing, right? Seeking knowledge has to be like a constant in our life, just like how philosophy is the love of knowledge, the forever thirst of knowing more. This class opened up my eyes to continue to dig deeper for knowledge and to continue to learn more about what is knowledge, because it is so vast and it is so interesting. Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
We hope you learned something. Bye.